This is Dr. Sadek, and today we are discussing how to collect imagery data using Python, OpenCV, and your webcam. As a data scientist, you need to have a very huge amount of data for object detection and object detection model implementation in a specific application areas such as driverless car, emotion detection, sign language implementation, and optimizations. If you are a deep learning researcher and you are a data scientist, then today's topic is very important for you. You can easily collect imagery data about different subjects and about different classes. Like if you want to work in emotions, so you can collect data about different emotions. If you are working in object detection, in action recognitions, then you can easily collect data at your home, at your office, from your students. And they can give you different poses, different gestures, different actions, and they can pretend to have different emotion as well. So it's very easy to collect data about different emotions and about different actions using Python code. You can collect enough amount of data for your model and you can initiate object detection model at your home. So I will directly jump to the coding because we already know how to install TensorFlow and how to install different dependencies of Python and object detection. So if you are new here and you don't know how to install TensorFlow and other dependencies, then you can find my lectures how to install TensorFlow and how to install CUDA and other dependencies. The link is in the description below. So in this lecture, we will cover three types of actions. One is like. This one, like for example, this is for like, this is for dislike, and this is for no. This is for no. So we will cover these three types of actions in this lecture. So let's have a look. So let's start. Create a folder with imagery data. New folder, imagery data. So now go to the Anaconda prompt, and I will activate OTF OBJ. I have already created this environment and installed the dependencies of object detection like CUDA, CUDN, and TensorFlow object detection. So if you want to learn about that, I have already provided link in the description, so you can follow all these lectures. So I will directly go, I will activate this TFOBJ. So go to the D, and in the D, you will have to open the Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook. So now go to the imagery data, and in the imagery data create a Python like a Jupyter file. New Python file. So now we are in the D, and in the D we are we are in the folder imagery data. We have created a Jupyter notebook file, and now import dependencies. Import CV2, import OS, import time, import UUID. So this is actually OpenCV. OS is for the file path, and time we use this dependency for to give some break between the different classes. Like for example, if we have three classes, one is like, dislike, and no. So if the system collected images for like, so time break is also for time break, and it's also for the time between the two images. And lastly, we will use UUID to name our image file. So let's run this code. Okay, it's successfully implemented. Let's move to the next step. So next we will give a path to that particular folder, and in that folder imagery data we will create another folder which whose name is image folder. Okay, so here you can see this is the imagery data, and in that imagery data we don't have any folder. Here you can see imagery data, and in the imagery data we will create another folder, and its name should be image folder. Okay, so let's run this code, and now let's move to the next step. And in the next step we will provide labels. Like we have three labels: like, dislike, no, and we want 10 picture for every label. Like we are giving this command that collect 10 picture for every labels. So let's run this code and move to the next step. So now we have three labels: like, dislike, and no, and we need 10 images per level. And here in the next segments, we are giving path, and we are trying to create a directory. And next, this one will access your webcam, and my webcam device name is it's 0. It's independent on your system. Then what is your it can be 1, 2, or something like that. So here this code will access our webcam, and it will initiate our webcam. For my device it's 0, and it depends on your system that what number should fit in your device. So here in the next step, it will print that we are collecting images for a specific label. It depends that what label is, like for every label it will give you a message, a print, it will give you a print message. So next is time that sleep. So it will give you 5 seconds to have another pause. So this is important because you can give different poses of different action. Like if you are collecting images for emotions, so you can give different poses, different gestures about different emotions. And if you are giving some different action, like if you are working for sign language, then you can give different action as well. So next we are going to collect images, and this code will give us the particular objective. We can achieve the particular objective from this particular code. And here you can see the total number of images, and the total number of images is 10. So we want 10 images per label. This particular command will give us a captcha, and we are most interested in the frame. The next, this is the entire path. Here we will join the path. Here you can see image folder. Here we will give this particular path, and it will create and also label for, because we want different folder for each label, because it will create different label for like it will create 3 labels: like, dislike, and no. And in each label it will save the particular actions. Like if we are giving action for the like, so it will save it in the like folder. And if we give a dislike, so it will save it in the dislike folder, and same is the no. It will definitely save it in the JPG format, and it will pass it through specific string, which means that it should be unique. Here the CV2 will write that particular image to that particular folder. And lastly, it will show us on the screen as well. And lastly, we will go to the it will be there will be 2-second time for sleep, like between the two images. And lastly, if there is any error, so it will go directly to break that particular to stop that particular compilation. So let's run the code and see what is going to happen. So there is an error. So now let's run it again. I think it was because I haven't initiated again because the kernel was dead. So whenever your kernel is dead and you initiated Jupyter notebooks, so you must initiate the all this code, like Python image path labels, and next then you can jump to this particular segments. So let's start from this, run. Okay, next, and finally. So let's wait for it. It will take a few seconds. Yeah, it's collecting. Here you can see collecting images for like. So let's see. Let's give pause for like. Okay, this is for like. Here you can see. It will collect 10 images actually. So let's see. I am giving different poses. Now it will collect for dislike. So I am giving for action for dislike. So let's see. And the third folder will be no. Okay, now it jumped to no, collecting images for no. Okay, So you can give different poses, like we have done this for three classes, and you can give. So it's all done. So let's check and have a look at in the folder. So it's already created. Here you can see imagery, and in the imagery we can it's created, we have created folder image, and in the image it's created image folder. Okay, just like this you can see here. Here you can see it's created image folder like imagery, and in the imagery we have images, and in the image folder it created image folder. Here you can see. So we are in the image folder. So for each of the class it created different folder. Like for the dislike, it's collected different images. Here you can see it's collected for dislike, and here it's collected for like. You can see it's collected for likes, and it's collected for no. Actually we demanded 10 picture per label, so that's why it's collected only 10 picture per label. If you want hundred of thousand of pictures, so you can you can have a very long experiment for that. So this is all about how to collect image data using Python, OpenCV, and your webcam. So in the next lecture, we will label the particular actions, and in the next lecture, you will learn how to label that particular images using Python coding, and how to detect that action in real time. Thank you so much.